Hello everybody, welcome to Squirtle Live from the Big House. My name is Michael Swisher, sitting alongside Jared Mitchell as we are coming to you from State Fair Arena after a marathon day of basketball games. We're going to be breaking down all of the classes, the semifinal games today. Kind of 4 different videos throughout the day. We're going to start with Class B boys. That was ironically the one, or not so ironically, the one that just finished up as Kenta punched its first ticket into the state championship game as it held off a really game Lukiba Sickle Panthers team, 39-34. Kenta had to work for this one. Took them to the very end. Had to make some free throws to ice it, but they're in the state title game for the first time.
Well, absolutely. You know, we talked about this off air, but that Lukiba team is so fun to watch play. I mean, I haven't seen a team the entire week that plays harder than they do. Yeah. And you know, they were like you said. They battled the entire night. They were hustling everywhere they could. They were knocking down big shots, and like they gave Kenta everything they wanted.
They did not have any kind of size advantage. They didn't have any kind of athleticism advantage, but they just kind of had a little something. And you see them Lukiba walk out on the basketball court. You're not going to give them a chance to get out of the district tournament, and no disrespect to them, but that's just kind of the way it looked. But like you said, they played really hard, but Kenta outscored them 11-4 in the fourth quarter to pull away with that one. I think Caleb Stevens hit some late free throws to put them up 5 and to ice it, but you know, Kenta's had to work. They pulled away yesterday against Braggs, but they got all they wanted. Who's going to play? Calumet. It's going to be number 1 versus number 3. Calumet, I dare say, is the hottest team in Class B, as the Chieftains today 58-51 over Payton. That was in the first session of the day. 29 wins in a row. But Coach Jacob Mayfield has got his Chieftains into the state finals, second time in 3 years. So you got to think there's an advantage there experience-wise for Calumet.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and we talk about, you know, to go back to the Lukiba team, the only loss Calumet has this year is that Lukiba basketball team. So I think, you know, you look at Coach Mayfield and look at the success he's had in the short time he's been at Calumet, and they just do right now everything the right way. Like you said, probably the hottest team in the tournament, and you know, they have just so many different guys that can go get you points, and you know, the Snowdens coming in have been a huge boost to that team, and I think it's going to be a really fun game tomorrow.
And Payton gave Calumet all they wanted, was leading late in the fourth quarter. I think Mark Castillo, a late three-pointer for Calumet, and then the Chieftains were able to make some free throws late to tie the game. 18 of 24 from the line for Calumet. Whereas Payton, 5 of 9, so you know, huge, and that's reminiscent of the last couple of years with Riley Island. Mm-hmm. He made his hay in this arena by attacking the rim, getting to the foul line, and knocking them down. And it won him a title a couple of years ago, and this looked like a really similar approach for Calumet.
Well, and you look at Ryan Island, right? Knocked down some big free throws late. I think the biggest key is Calumet was able to contain Luke Guns, who, you know, we talked about before. We talked about yesterday, just a great player and can get you points in so many ways, and a tremendous scorer. And, you know, goes 7 for 14 from the field, but I promise you, if you told Coach Mayfield he's only going to have 18, they'd have been happy with that.
And he only had 2 field goal attempts in the first half, 1 of 2 in the first half, 4 points. He came alive late in the game, was even better distributing the ball. He had 7 assists on the game. He had 7 rebounds. He fouled out late. Kind of had a frustration foul there towards the end. So Payton is knocked out. Whereas for Calumet, we look at some of the scores for them. Gunnar Snowden, 17 points, 5 rebounds. Ryan Island, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. He had 12 points and 5 boards. Jaden Hicks, 10 points. Jet Snowden, 9 points, 8 rebounds. The rebounding edge, definitely Calumet's 33-23. So Calumet in the finals. And now back to the game that just wrapped up here. Not as much scoring in this one, definitely a low-scoring affair. Cameron Ray led number 1 Kenta with 12 points. He was 4 of 8 from three-point range, and there was a big advantage there. 8 of 17 for Kenta, whereas 3 of 14 for Lukiba Sickle. So, you know, a big gap in the three-point. And Thomas Faber made 3 of 4 for him, 9 points. What are you looking for tomorrow in the title game? It's going to be 7:15 p.m., so that'll be the last game of the day. Number 1 Kenta, 28-2. Taking on number 3 Calumet, 30-1, 29 straight wins. What are you looking for in that game?
You know, you look at those two teams, and I think it's going to be, it's a coin flip to me. It's one of those games where either one of those teams can win at any time. You know, you want to say that you want to go with the Calumet team that's been playing really well and is really hot, but I'm telling you, look, Kenta has athletes all over the floor. And so I think it's going to be a question of how Kenta shoots the basketball. Whenever they're on, they're really hard to stop.
All right, go back and watch our day one recap. In that recap, I asked this guy next to me to predict who he thought would land in the state finals games. Dude was 8 for 8 yesterday, making those picks. So
is that pretty good?
It's okay. Almost 100%.
Good. Almost.
So tell me who's going to win at 7:15 tomorrow when they tip off. About 9 o'clock. Who's going to be raising the gold ball?
I had the same dilemma yesterday because obviously I love the West and I love the Okarche, but I just feel like Surreal was better. And today I have the same problem. I love Coach Mayfield, and I think Calumet's good. I really just have a feeling Kenta's going to win that basketball game. I think there's some athleticism that they have, and there's some length that they have that are going to cause Calumet some problems. And I think, we always talk about all the time, streaks come to an end. And we talked about it yesterday. And I just have a feeling, for some reason, I think Kenta's going to win that basketball game.
Well, like I said, this will be Kenta's first appearance. They made the semifinals 2 years ago and 3 years ago, quarterfinals last year. So now here they are in the championship game. Calumet has been here several times, fifth finals appearance. They've won a couple of titles, 3 of them, I believe. So that experience factor certainly in Calumet's favor. We'll see how it works out. Again, 7:15 p.m. tip-off for the Class B Boys Championship game. That's going to do it for this installment. Thanks for watching.